America. Land of the free, home of the brave, and apparently a hotbed for drive-through drug deals. Yes, you heard that right. While you're ordering your Big Mac or Chicken McNuggets, there might be something a little more illicit going on at the next window over. Recent cases have exposed a shocking trend of fast food employees using their positions to sling burgers and baggies of illegal substances. These aren't isolated incidents either. From coast to coast, the drive-through lane is being transformed into a fast lane to criminal charges. Buckle up, folks, as we take a deep dive into the world of fast food crime, where the only thing hotter than the fries is the criminal activity. Imagine pulling up to your favorite fast food joint, craving that late-night snack, only to find out that the person in front of you is not just ordering a burger, but also picking up a bag of illegal substances. It's a reality that's more common than you might think. Fast food drive-thrus have become an unexpected front in the war on drugs. Law enforcement agencies across the country have been cracking down on these operations, often using undercover officers and hidden cameras to catch perpetrators in the act. News reports have highlighted numerous cases where fast food employees were caught red-handed, leading to arrests and significant drug seizures. The cover of night often provides the perfect backdrop for these illicit transactions, making it harder for authorities to detect and intervene. But with increased vigilance and sophisticated surveillance techniques, law enforcement is making strides in curbing this underground network. The consequences for those involved are severe, with many facing long prison sentences and hefty fines. Communities are also stepping up, working with local authorities to ensure that their neighborhoods remain safe and drug-free. So next time you pull up to a drive-thru, remember that there's more than just fast food being served. Stay vigilant and stay safe, because in the world of fast food crime, you never know what might be on the menu. Take for instance the case of Yadiel Gonzalez, a Popeyes employee in North Harris County, Texas. Yadiel apparently thought he could supplement his income by peddling a little something extra on the side. Working long hours at a fast food joint might not have been enough to make ends meet, so he decided to venture into the world of illicit substances. And by something extra, we mean marijuana. It seemed like a quick way to make some extra cash, but the risks were high, and the consequences even higher. His entrepreneurial spirit might have been admirable if it wasn't for, the whole breaking the law thing. Selling drugs is a dangerous game, and it wasn't long before Yadiel found himself in over his head. Things took a turn for the worse when a drug deal with a customer in the Popeyes bathroom went south. The bathroom, a place meant for quick breaks and hygiene, became the backdrop for a dangerous transaction. A dispute erupted, spilling out into the parking lot where Gonzalez allegedly whipped out a gun and started firing. The once peaceful parking lot turned into a chaotic scene, with bullets flying and people scrambling for cover. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. But the incident landed Gonzalez in jail facing a slew of charges. His dreams of making easy money quickly turned into a nightmare, as he was now looking at serious jail time. Not exactly the kind of combo meal you want to see on the menu. The Popeyes shootout serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of illegal activities and the severe consequences that can follow. What started as a misguided attempt to earn a little extra cash ended in a dramatic and dangerous confrontation, forever changing the lives of those involved. Have it your way, with a side of illegal substances? We've all been there, craving a burger, starving for fries. The allure of that sizzling patty, the crunch of those golden fries, it's almost irresistible. But what about craving something a little stronger? Something that isn't on the menu, but you know exactly where to get it. Apparently, at one Burger King in Epping, New Hampshire, you could order up more than just a meal. This wasn't just a place to satisfy your hunger for fast food. This wasn't your average fast food joint. It had a secret menu that went beyond burgers and fries. It was a drive-through drug front, a place where you could get your fix without ever leaving your car. Yep, you read that right. A fast food restaurant doubling as a drug dispensary. Forget about asking for extra ketchup. This place had a whole different kind of extra on offer. The secret code here was fries extra crispy, a seemingly innocent request that unlocked a hidden transaction. It seems almost too ridiculous to be true, like something out of a bizarre crime novel. But truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction. So buckle up, folks. This story is about to take you on a wild ride. We're about to dive into a story so bizarre, you'll swear you ordered it off the dollar menu of weirdness. A tale that will make you question what really goes on behind the scenes at your favorite fast food joints. Fries extra crispy, the code that wasn't so secret. It sounds like something you'd say when you're really particular about your fries, right? But in this case, it was a lot more than just a preference for crispy potatoes. Now you might be thinking, fries extra crispy? Really? How could something so mundane be a secret code? Well, that's the beauty of it. The simplicity made it blend in perfectly. That was the best they could come up with? Well, apparently it worked for a while. People who were in the know would use this code to get something extra with their meal, something that wasn't on the menu. Customers in the know would roll up to the speaker, but they wouldn't be asking for a Whopper Jr. They had a different kind of craving, one that couldn't be satisfied by a burger or fries. They'd inquire about Nasty Boy. This wasn't just any employee, it was a specific one who had a reputation for something other than flipping burgers. Nasty Boy was the nickname of employee Garrett Norris, our alleged burger-slinging, drug-dealing mastermind. He was the key to this whole operation, the one who made it all possible. If Norris was on duty, the code was a go. Customers knew they could get what they were really after as long as they used the right words. Fries extra crispy meant one thing: marijuana. It was a clever way to disguise the transaction, making it seem like just another fast food order. Not exactly subtle. But hey, when you're craving a certain kind of high, who needs subtlety? The code was simple, effective, and for a time it worked like a charm. People got their fix, and Garrett Norris became a legend in his own right, at least until the authorities caught wind of the operation. So next time you hear someone asking for fries extra crispy, you might just wonder if there's more to the story. Word of this unusual menu item eventually reached the Epping Police Department. They couldn't believe their ears. A drug operation running out of a Burger King? It sounded like something out of a movie. But the police knew they had to act fast. This wasn't a laughing matter. An undercover operation was put into motion, with the codename Operation Whopper Down. Okay, I made that part up, but admit it, it's a good one. An undercover officer, disguised as a regular customer, rolled up to the drive-thru. They placed their order: 1 fries extra crispy, please. The officer received their order, a seemingly innocent coffee cup. But inside, instead of piping hot Joe, was a small baggie of marijuana. Busted! The jig was up. The cops swooped in, and both Garrett Norris, the nasty boy himself, and his alleged accomplice, shift manager Megan Dearborn, were arrested. Norris, the alleged mastermind behind this greasy scheme, was promptly fired. Dearborn, however, claimed she had no idea what was going on. She was just trying to manage a shift, flip some burgers, and maybe snag a free Whopper at the end of the night. Or so she says. Megan Dearborn maintained her innocence. She told anyone who would listen that she was completely unaware of the drug dealing happening right under her nose. Right, because in a fast food restaurant, it's totally normal to hear fries extra crispy and not think twice. The public wasn't buying it, neither were the police. The evidence was pretty damning. But hey, everyone deserves a good defense, right? Even if that defense is as flimsy as a Burger King paper crown. News of the Burger King drug bust spread through Epping like wildfire. Locals were shocked, outraged, disgusted. They couldn't believe that their beloved BK, the place where they went for a quick bite and a chocolate shake, had been turned into a den of illicit activity. Parents were horrified. Could they no longer trust their teenagers to grab a burger without being exposed to criminal activity? The answer, at least at this particular Burger King, seemed to be a resounding no. In the aftermath of the bust, all eyes turned to Burger King corporate. Surely they had something to say about this scandal, a statement, an apology, maybe a coupon for a free Whopper with the purchase of any value meal as a gesture of goodwill. Crickets, that's what everyone got. Silence, deafening, corporate silence. Burger King, it seemed, was content to let this whole thing blow over. They were hoping everyone would just forget about the whole fries extra crispy debacle and go back to ordering their chicken fries in peace. But for the people of Epping, it wasn't that easy to forget. The Burger King drug bust became a local legend, a cautionary tale whispered amongst neighbors. It was a stark reminder that even in the most mundane of places, the unexpected can lurk. The incident left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. And it wasn't just from the stale fries. It made people wonder, what else is going on right under our noses? The world, it seemed, was a much stranger and more unsettling place than they thought. The Burger King drug bust was more than just a crime. It was a spectacle that drew the attention of both the local community and the media. The sight of police cars with flashing lights outside a fast food joint was enough to make anyone do a double take. It was a story so absurd, so outlandish, that it felt like something out of an Onion article. People couldn't help but laugh at the sheer ridiculousness of it all. Headlines screamed of the bizarre crime, and satirical articles had a field day. It was a reminder that sometimes, reality is stranger than fiction. The operation was meticulous and required patience. Finally, the day came when arrests were made. The drive-through drug ring was busted and the culprits were taken into custody. The story made headlines, shocking the community and raising questions about how such an operation could run undetected for so long. The community was left in disbelief, discussing the incident and wondering what other secrets might be lurking in plain sight. So next time you find yourself at a drive-through, remember this story. You never know what might be happening behind the scenes. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most ordinary places can hide the most extraordinary secrets. Stay curious, stay safe. Folks, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And in the world of fast food, that truth can be downright bizarre. And sometimes it's got a side of fries. Imagine biting into your favorite crispy fries only to find out the person serving them has a secret life. You heard right, we're diving into the greasy underbelly of the fast food industry. Because apparently someone forgot to tell this McDonald's manager that extra sauce doesn't mean cocaine. This isn't your typical fast food drama, it's a tale that could rival any crime thriller. We're talking about a story so wild, it'd make Ronald McDonald himself ditch the Happy Meals for a stiff drink. Picture the iconic clown, usually the face of joy and fun, now looking like he needs a vacation. It's a story of illicit deals, undercover stings, and enough cash to make you wonder if they were also laundering money through the Monopoly game. The police had to go deep undercover, blending in with the everyday hustle and bustle of the fast food joint. Hold on to your chicken nuggets, folks, because this is one for the books. This isn't just a tale of crime. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most unexpected places can harbor the wildest secrets. So next time you order that Big Mac, remember, there's more than meets the eye in the world of fast food. Now, even the most seasoned criminals have some standards when it comes to hiding their stash. But apparently, this McDonald's manager missed the memo. Forget hollowed-out books or secret compartments. This entrepreneurial mastermind opted for the soap dispenser. Yes, you heard that right. The soap dispenser. The one thing meant to keep things clean was harboring enough illegal substances to make Pablo Escobar blush. Look, I'm not saying the guy wasn't creative, but maybe a little less Breaking Bad and a little more common sense next time, eh? Enter our hero, the undercover cop. Not just any cop, but one who blends into the crowd effortlessly, making him the perfect candidate for this high-stakes mission. Now, this wasn't some rookie fresh out of the academy. This was a cop with years of experience under his belt, someone who had seen it all and done it all. This was a seasoned veteran, someone who could sniff out a bad guy faster than you can say 2 all-beef patties. His instincts were razor sharp, and his dedication to justice was unwavering. Over a series of 8 transactions, our undercover hero managed to buy a whopping $10,900 worth of nose candy. Each deal was meticulously planned and executed, showcasing his expertise in undercover operations. And the best part? One deal went down in a freaking booth. Imagine the audacity and the nerve it takes to pull off such a risky move in such a public place. That's right, while families enjoyed their Happy Meals, this guy was conducting business like it was a Wall Street boardroom. The juxtaposition of innocence and crime was stark, making his mission even more dangerous. Someone give this cop a McMedal of Honor because that takes guts. His bravery and quick thinking not only brought criminals to justice but also ensured the safety of the public. In a world where danger lurks in the most unexpected places, it's heroes like him who make a difference. So next time you bite into a Big Mac, remember the McFlurry of justice that keeps our streets safe. But wait, there's more. Because what's a good drug bust without a raid on the perp's lair? When the cops finally busted down the manager's door, they found a site that would make your grandma clutch her pearls. We're talking enough cocaine to fuel a rave at Studio 54, plus over $5,000 in cold hard cash. Look, I'm all for side hustles, but this ain't it, Chief. Maybe stick to selling those McCafe lattes next time, yeah? But you gotta admit, the sheer audacity of it all is kind of hilarious. I mean, we're talking about a McDonald's, for crying out loud. The place where dreams of chicken nuggets and apple pies come true. Not exactly the first location that springs to mind for a drug deal. But hey, maybe that's the genius of it all. It's so absurd, so unexpected that nobody would ever suspect a thing. But in all seriousness, folks, this story highlights a very real problem that often goes unnoticed. Drug dealing can happen anywhere, anytime, even in the most mundane of places. It's not just confined to dark alleys or shady corners, it can infiltrate places we frequent daily. It's a reminder that we can't let our guard down, that we need to be vigilant and aware of our surroundings. Whether you're at a fast food joint, a grocery store, or even a park, staying alert is crucial. So the next time you're grabbing a burger and fries, just remember, you never know what's cooking behind the counter. It might not just be your meal, there could be something more sinister at play. Stay safe out there, folks, and keep your eyes peeled. It's not about being paranoid, but about being prepared and cautious. And for the love of all that is holy, check the soap dispenser. You might think it's just soap, but sometimes it can be something entirely unexpected. You never know what you might find. It could be a hidden camera, drugs, or something else entirely. Always be aware and stay vigilant. Clifton, Texas. A picturesque town nestled in the heart of the Lone Star State. A small town with a big heart where everyone knows each other, and the sense of community is palpable. Neighbors greet each other with warm smiles, and the streets are filled with the sounds of friendly chatter. Known for its friendly faces and peaceful streets, Clifton seemed like the perfect place to raise a family. The tree-lined avenues and cozy houses painted a picture of serenity and safety, but beneath the surface, a secret simmered, a secret that threatened to unravel the very fabric of this tight-knit community. The concerned glances and hushed whispers hinted at something more sinister lurking in the shadows. A dangerous network was operating in the shadows. Under the cover of darkness, shadowy figures conducted their illicit business, evading the watchful eyes of the townspeople. This wasn't just any criminal enterprise. It was a well-organized and highly secretive operation that had managed to infiltrate the very heart of Clifton. This was a meth ring, and it had sunk its teeth into the heart of the community. The discovery of meth lab equipment and drugs in such a quaint setting was a shocking revelation. Even more shocking, it was operating out of the local Dairy Queen. A place where families gathered for ice cream and burgers had become the epicenter of this criminal activity. The tranquility of Clifton was about to be shattered. The sight of police cars speeding through the streets and the shocked reactions of the townspeople marked the beginning of a tumultuous period. The whispers of illegal activity had finally reached the right ears. Concerned citizens who had long suspected something was amiss began to share their fears and suspicions with the authorities. The Clifton Police Department, led by the resolute Chief Chris Blanton, was about to launch an investigation that would shake the town to its core. With determination and a sense of duty, the officers prepared to uncover the truth and restore peace to their beloved community. Strange comings and goings at odd hours, unfamiliar faces lurking in the shadows. The residents knew something wasn't right, they just didn't know what. Then, the whispers started. Talk of a drug operation, whispers of meth. At first it was just hearsay, whispers in the wind. But Chief Blanton knew better than to ignore the concerns of his community. He had a duty to protect Clifton, to preserve its peace. He decided to investigate, to see if the whispers held any truth. Little did he know he was about to uncover a secret that would shock the town. A way to infiltrate the suspected drug ring without raising suspicion. He decided to call the investigation Operation Blizzard, a fitting name for an operation that aimed to freeze the illegal drug trade in its tracks. Undercover officers were dispatched, their mission to blend in, to gain the trust of those involved. The operation was shrouded in secrecy. Only a select few within the department knew the true extent of the investigation. The pressure was on. Every move had to be calculated, every word measured. The fate of Clifton, and the safety of its residents, rested on their shoulders. They frequented the local diner, chatted with residents at the park, and, most importantly, became regulars at the Dairy Queen. They ordered blizzards, shared fries, and listened intently to the conversations around them. Weeks turned into months, and the officers played their parts perfectly. They gained the trust of the employees, becoming familiar faces within the Dairy Queen. It was during these seemingly ordinary interactions that they began to notice something peculiar. Certain employees, particularly new hires, seemed nervous, their eyes darting around, their hands never quite still. The undercover officers, with their suspicions growing, began to pay closer attention to the suspicious employees. They noticed hushed conversations, quick exchanges behind the ice cream machine, and a constant stream of unfamiliar faces coming and going from the back entrance. The officers knew they had to tread carefully, as any wrong move could blow their cover and jeopardize the entire operation. The evidence was mounting, pointing towards a chilling truth. Each piece of information they gathered painted a clearer picture of the illicit activities taking place behind the scenes. The Dairy Queen, a place of sweet treats and happy memories, was being used as a front for something far more sinister. Families and children, oblivious to the dark undercurrents, continued to enjoy their ice creams, unaware of the danger lurking just beyond the counter. The undercover officers had infiltrated the meth ring, but their work was far from over. They had to meticulously document every transaction, every suspicious interaction, and every unfamiliar face. The stakes were high, and the pressure was mounting. They needed to gather enough evidence to bring the entire operation crashing down. The officers worked tirelessly, often late into the night, piecing together the puzzle. Their dedication and perseverance were unwavering, driven by the goal of dismantling the criminal network and restoring the Dairy Queen to its rightful place as a haven of joy and innocence. As the days turned into weeks, the officers' efforts began to pay off. They had gathered substantial evidence and were now ready to make their move. The final phase of the operation was about to begin, and the officers knew that success was within their grasp. The culmination of their hard work and determination was just around the corner, promising to bring an end to the sinister activities that had plagued the Dairy Queen. News of the arrests spread through Clifton like wildfire. Residents, shocked and disbelieving, gathered in the streets, their hushed whispers replacing the usual sounds of laughter and chatter. The Dairy Queen, once a symbol of small-town charm, was now at the center of a scandal that had shaken the community to its core. How could this happen here, in their peaceful town? The question lingered in the air, a heavy weight on the hearts of Clifton's residents. The Dairy Queen Corporation, headquartered miles away, was blindsided by the news. The shocking revelation of a methamphetamine ring operating out of one of their franchises sent ripples through the entire organization. Executives who had always prided themselves on maintaining a family-friendly brand were now faced with a crisis of unprecedented proportions. They issued a statement expressing their shock and condemning the actions of the individuals involved. The spokesperson emphasized that the corporation had always upheld the highest standards of integrity and would not tolerate any illegal activities within their establishments. The statement also reassured customers and stakeholders that immediate steps were being taken to address the situation. They emphasized that they had no tolerance for illegal activity and were cooperating fully with the authorities. The corporation pledged to assist law enforcement in every possible way to ensure that those responsible were brought to justice. Meetings were held with local police, and a task force was established to investigate the extent of the criminal activities. The franchise owner, a well-respected member of the community, was devastated. Known for his charitable contributions and community involvement, he found himself at the center of a scandal that threatened to tarnish his reputation. Friends and neighbors who had always supported him were now questioning his integrity. He had no knowledge of the drug ring operating within his establishment and pledged to work with the authorities to ensure that justice was served. The owner expressed his deep regret and sorrow for the situation, vowing to restore the trust of his community. He promised to implement stricter oversight and security measures to prevent such incidents in the future. The Dairy Queen, once a source of pride for the owner and the community, was now a symbol of betrayal and deceit. The once bustling parking lot now stood empty, and the cheerful atmosphere that had characterized the establishment was replaced with a somber mood. Community members who had fond memories of family outings and celebrations at the Dairy Queen were left grappling with a sense of loss and disillusionment. The road to recovery would be long and challenging, but the franchise owner and the corporation were determined to rebuild and regain the trust of their loyal customers. The arrested individuals, including the Dairy Queen employees, were charged with a slew of drug-related offenses. The evidence against them was overwhelming, a testament to the meticulous work of the Clifton Police Department. The trial was a media spectacle, with reporters from across the state flocking to the small town of Clifton. The residents, still reeling from the betrayal, watched closely as the legal drama unfolded. In the end, justice was served. The individuals involved in the meth ring were found guilty and sentenced to prison, their days of peddling poison in Clifton over. The bust of the meth ring was a victory for Clifton, but the fight was far from over. The town was scarred, the sense of security shattered. Chief Blanton, hailed as a hero, knew that the battle against drugs was a marathon, not a sprint. He vowed to continue the fight, to be vigilant in protecting his community from the scourge of drugs. He knew that it would take a collective effort, a united front of law enforcement, community leaders, and residents, to truly rid Clifton of the drug problem that had plagued it for far too long. Chief Blanton, his voice firm and resolute, addressed the town. "We will not let this define us," he declared. "We will not let fear win. We will learn from this, we will grow stronger, and we will remain vigilant in our fight against drugs." His words resonated with the crowd, a message of hope and resilience in the face of adversity. He urged the residents to report any suspicious activity, to be the eyes and ears of the community, and to work together to create a safer Clifton for all. The events in Clifton served as a stark reminder that no town, no matter how small or seemingly idyllic, is immune to the dangers of the world. The bust of the meth ring, operating under the guise of normalcy, exposed the vulnerability of small-town America. But it also highlighted the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering determination of a community to overcome adversity and reclaim its peace. The bust was a wake-up call, a call to action for small towns across America to stand united against the threat of drugs and to protect their most valuable asset, their people. What's most shocking about these cases is the sheer audacity. It's one thing to discreetly sell a dime bag in a dark alleyway. It's quite another to use a fast food restaurant, a place frequented by families and children, as your personal drug distribution center. The brazenness is mind-boggling. It's almost as if these criminals have mistaken the drive-thru for a scene out of Breaking Bad, with themselves as Walter White flipping burgers instead of cooking meth. But let's be clear, there's no glamour or coolness factor here. It's just dumb, dangerous, and disrespectful to everyone else around them. So, what drives these fast food employees to such risky behavior? The answer, in many cases, is simple: money. Fast food jobs are notorious for low wages and minimal benefits. The temptation to earn some extra cash on the side, especially when it seems so easy, can be overwhelming. But as the saying goes, easy money often comes with a hefty price tag. And in these cases, the price tag includes the very real possibility of arrest, jail time, and a criminal record. Not to mention the potential danger they pose to themselves, their co-workers, and unsuspecting customers. These incidents do more than just land a few rogue employees in hot water. They ripple through the community, affecting everyone from the employees to the customers, and even the passers-by who witness the chaos. The fast food restaurant, a place where people come to grab a quick bite, suddenly becomes a focal point of criminal activity. They chip away at the sense of normalcy and security we expect in our everyday lives. The sight of police cars and crime scene tape disrupts the mundane routines we rely on. It's not just about the immediate danger, it's about the lingering sense of unease that follows. The once familiar and predictable environment now feels tainted, making us question the safety of our daily choices. Fast food restaurants, for all their greasy flaws, are supposed to be familiar and predictable. They are the epitome of convenience, offering a quick meal in a busy world. Families gather here for a simple dinner, friends meet up for a casual hangout, and workers grab a bite during their lunch break. These places are woven into the fabric of our daily lives. You go in, order your food, maybe judge the person in front of you for getting a large soda with their breakfast sandwich, and you're on your way. It's a routine that's almost comforting in its predictability. The familiarity of the menu, the quick service, and the casual atmosphere all contribute to a sense of normalcy. But when those familiar settings become backdrops for drug deals and shootouts, it's unsettling, to say the least. The very places we frequent for a sense of ease and convenience turn into scenes of chaos and danger. It's a stark reminder that no place is immune to the darker elements of society. The impact is profound, shaking our trust in the safety of public spaces. It makes us question the safety of places we once took for granted. The ripple effect extends beyond the immediate vicinity, affecting the broader community's sense of security. It's a crack in the veneer of everyday life, revealing the fragility of the normalcy we often take for granted. The challenge lies in restoring that sense of safety and trust, ensuring that these incidents don't permanently alter our perception of the world around us. And lest you think these are isolated incidents, think again. The problem extends far beyond a few bad apples at the fry station. There's a growing trend of fast food restaurants being targeted for robberies, burglaries, and other crimes. In many cases, the perpetrators are former employees who know the layout, the security protocols, and when the most cash is on hand. It's a troubling trend that has law enforcement and communities alike on high alert. Thankfully, law enforcement isn't taking these crimes lightly. Police departments across the country are cracking down on drive-through drug deals and other criminal activity at fast food establishments. They're using a variety of tactics, from undercover operations to increased patrols, to catch the criminals in the act and send a message that such behavior won't be tolerated. And it seems to be working. Arrests and prosecutions are on the rise, sending a clear signal that the drive-thru is no longer a safe haven for criminal activity. The legal consequences for these crimes are nothing to scoff at. Depending on the severity of the offense, those caught selling drugs at work could face lengthy prison sentences, hefty fines, and a criminal record that follows them for life. And it's not just the dealers who are held accountable. Fast food managers and owners can also face legal repercussions if they're found to have known about or facilitated the illegal activity. The message is clear. Engaging in criminal activity at your fast food job is a surefire way to end up with a side of handcuffs and an orange jumpsuit. Beyond the legal ramifications, there's a human cost to these crimes. Employees who engage in illegal activity risk not only their freedom but also their livelihoods and reputations. Communities are left feeling vulnerable and distrustful, and the fast food industry as a whole suffers a black eye. It's a lose-lose situation for everyone involved. It's a stark reminder that criminal activity, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has far-reaching consequences that extend far beyond the individuals directly involved.